Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialists. Welcome to our channel. Today we've got one of the team, Jesse here.
Hey.
G'day mate. And he's here to talk about Airbnb. Not only because obviously we sell it, we use it when selling apartments, but because you actually use it yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So for the people here who don't know what Airbnb is, what actually is it?
It gives an owner the opportunity to rent their apartment out on short-term stay. So as a user, someone can come and stay at your apartment or your house, anything, instead of staying at a hotel.
Okay, so why are so many people doing it?
Well, so many people are doing it, I guess, from an owner's perspective, because you can get a much higher return on it than renting it out long term. And then from a user's perspective, it's a lot cheaper than renting out a hotel.
Okay, so basically people are offering you apartments as places to stay and undercutting the prices of the hotels?
Yeah, essentially it's not all about that as well. So other people have preferences, I guess, to actually stay in someone's apartment that's got a bit more character than a stock standard hotel too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So give me an example. Let's take, say, standard 50 square metre, one bedroom, central to the CBD. How's that performing? What's the difference between renting it out long term with tenants and putting it on Airbnb?
Okay, so numbers wise, like a standard 50 square metre one bedroom could probably rent out for 500 to 550 on a long term tenancy. And as Airbnb, you'd probably be able to average around 650 to even maybe 700 on average per week. Yeah.
So that's around 30%, or somewhere around there, 25%. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, definitely. It's significantly more. It's why I've got all my apartments on Airbnb. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what are the bad sides? Because, I mean, it sounds a bit too good to
The
be true.
bad sides, I guess, like when I'm selling to a potential investor or purchaser that's intending to put on Airbnb and they've never used it before, there's no guarantee. It's much harder to work out their returns, because if you compare it to something that's on long term, you know exactly how much you're going to get within that year, where Airbnb is all dependent on occupancy rates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to affect occupancy rates?
Well, I guess supply and demand's the biggest one. There's a huge undersupply of short-term stay in Auckland at the moment, which is why Airbnb is thriving.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're a potential investor, what you've got to look for is something that's, I guess, got a point of difference, and that way you'll always be able to get high occupancy.
So location generally?
Yeah, definitely. Also, we find character apartments tend to do quite well as well because you don't see many character hotels. So sort of remember, a lot of people that are using Airbnb are using it because they don't necessarily like hotels.
So with a normal tenancy, say where I'm the landlord, and you have 6-month tenancies or 12-month tenancies, and it's all pretty standard. We all understand that. With Airbnb, what happens? You've got a lot more guests coming through because obviously they're treating it like a hotel. Do I have to go and do the, do the bed or make the bed or things like that? Yeah,
well, you've got guests staying anywhere from one night to, in some cases, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't deal with the servicing side of things, meeting, greeting them, cleaning. There's management companies to do that, just like in long-term rentals. Nice. So, they meet them, greet them on site, show them where their apartment is, go over the body corporate rules and stuff like that. And then when they leave, they're the ones that organise the cleaners, change the laundry and do everything and make it ready for the next guest. Okay, and do they charge more for that? Yeah, well, definitely they charge more because they do a lot more. On average, you're looking at about 15% compared to the standard 8% on long-term tenancies. Okay. So yeah, definitely the numbers still stack up. Yeah. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do a thing, no. The other thing is okay, what are the concerns people have about Airbnb? I know we spoke about that in regards of how much money they're going to get, or it's not going to be starting off. You talked about that 70%. Are there any other concerns people have? I guess a lot of buyers have the assumption that Airbnb will create a bit more wear and tear with their apartment, but it's actually the opposite because every single time someone comes and stays, the place gets commercially cleaned. So I've found that my apartment is in much better condition after a year of Airbnb than I think it would be if it was a year with one tenant. And then you've got that rating system, which you spoke about, which is about, so they wouldn't want to actually... Yeah, so the way the rating system works is if if a guest ever damaged something or caused a mess or anything, you'd leave them a bad rating. So anyone, the way I've got my apartment set up is anyone that applies that's got a 5-star rating, they automatically get it. Anyone that's got less than that, I have to screen them, I have to approve them before I let them stay at my place. Okay, cool. Yeah. And any damage, you've got a bond, and what, do you have their credit card or how? Yeah, bonds put in place, but also landlord insurance, there's no harm in having that too. Airbnb also have insurance in place too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good points. Okay, so you're getting more rent.
Yep.
Right. And you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything, no.
Okay, well, I'll be doing that. Okay, so thanks, Jesse, for having a chat with us about
Sweet
Airbnb.
as.
Really appreciate it, and good to see you actually doing it yourself. Obviously, I learned a lot from today, but there's always more that can be learned. If you've got any questions, put them in the box below. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about earthquake ratings. So we've had a lot of earthquakes in New Zealand. What does that mean when, especially character buildings or older buildings? And I know they're different in each city. So how is that with apartments? And yeah, Andrew Murray, apartment specialist. Thank you. Cheers.